Alright, let's talk about the UK's first big freeze of 2025. If you've been enjoying the last few weeks of relatively mild weather, brace yourself, because things are about to change in a big way. Across the country, people are starting to notice the subtle signs. A chill in the morning air, a little more frost on the grass, and the sun setting just a bit earlier each day. It's that time of year when you start to wonder if you should dig out your thickest coat, or maybe even check if your heating is working properly. Right now, things might feel pretty mild. Temperatures are in the mid-teens, there's some rain in Ireland and Scotland, but nothing too wild. Across much of England, you might even be tempted to leave your scarf at home. The air is damp, the skies are mostly gray, and the rain is more of a gentle drizzle than a downpour. It's the kind of weather that makes you want to stay indoors with a hot cup of tea, but it's nothing out of the ordinary for this time of year. In fact, some parts of the UK have even seen a few sunny breaks, with people making the most of the last bits of autumn before winter truly arrives. But winter's about to flip the script. The weather is shifting, and you can almost feel it in your bones. Those dramatic skies and rolling clouds are a sign of what's to come. The wind is picking up, and there's a sense of anticipation in the air. People are starting to talk about the forecast, wondering if this will be the year we get a white Christmas, or if we'll be dealing with icy roads and frozen pipes instead. The atmosphere is changing, and it's only a matter of time before the first real cold snap hits. High pressure is building over Greenland, and that's pushing all the action south. This isn't just a minor blip on the weather map, this is a major shift in the atmospheric setup. When high pressure parks itself over Greenland, it acts like a giant wall, blocking the usual flow of milder Atlantic air, and instead steering much colder air straight down towards the UK. Meteorologists have been watching this pattern develop for days, and now it's clear. The stage is set for a significant drop in temperatures. This kind of setup is classic for bringing Arctic air into the British Isles, and it often leads to some of the coldest spells of the year. Over the next few days, England and Wales will get most of the rain, but up north in Scotland, things are already starting to cool down. The rain will be persistent at times, making for some soggy commutes and slippery sidewalks. In Wales, rivers could swell and fields might get a bit muddy, while in Scotland, the rain will gradually give way to colder, sharper air. You might notice your breath turning to mist in the mornings, and the first hints of frost appearing on car windshields. It's a gradual transition, but it's happening right before our eyes. By Tuesday, you might even see your first frost of the season. That means waking up to a sparkling white layer on the grass, slippery pavements, and the unmistakable crunch of ice underfoot. For many, it's a beautiful sight, a reminder that winter is truly on its way. But it also means you'll need to give yourself a few extra minutes in the morning to defrost the car or bundle up before heading out. In rural areas, the frost can be even more dramatic, coating fields and hedgerows in a shimmering blanket of white. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The weather experts are all paying close attention, and for good reason. This isn't just a typical cold snap, it's a coordinated event that's got all the major forecasting models in agreement. When the pros start using words like significant and prolonged, you know it's time to pay attention. The transition from autumn to winter is always a big deal in the UK, but this year, it's shaping up to be especially dramatic. All the major weather models, GFS, GEM, ECMWF, they're finally lining up. That doesn't happen often, and when it does, it usually means the forecast is about to get very real. Each model has its own way of crunching the numbers, but right now, they're all pointing to the same outcome. A surge of Arctic air heading straight for the UK. Meteorologists are poring over the data, double-checking the trends, and preparing for what could be one of the coldest starts to winter in recent memory. The consensus? Cold Arctic air is coming, and it's sticking around. This isn't just a quick blast of cold that disappears after a day or two. We're talking about a sustained period of chilly, biting winds and temperatures well below average for this time of year. The kind of cold that seeps into your bones and makes you grateful for every layer you're wearing. For some, it's an exciting prospect, an early taste of winter, maybe even a chance for some snow. For others, it's a reminder to check the pipes, stock up on de-icer, and make sure the heating is up to the task. Scotland gets hit first, around the 13th, and then the chill starts sliding south. The highlands and northern cities will be the first to feel the full force of the Arctic air, with snow showers likely on higher ground and temperatures dropping fast. As the cold front moves south, places like Newcastle, Manchester, and even Birmingham will start to notice the difference. The change won't happen overnight, but by the end of the week, much of the UK will be feeling the effects. It could take a week or more before southern England really feels it, but trust me, it's coming. Londoners might be lulled into a false sense of security by a few lingering mild days, but the cold air is relentless. Eventually, even the south will be waking up to frosty mornings, chilly winds, and the possibility of snowflakes in the air. It's a gradual process, but by the time December rolls around, the whole country will be in the grip of winter. How cold are we talking? Well, get ready for a real shock to the system. Daytime highs will struggle to get much above freezing in many areas, and overnight lows could plunge well below zero. For some, it'll be the coldest weather they've experienced in years. The kind of cold that makes you want to stay under the duvet just a little bit longer, or maybe even work from home if you can. Well, the GFS says we might see snow, even in the south, with daytime highs dropping to just 3 or 4 degrees. That's cold enough for snow to fall and maybe even stick, especially if we get a heavy burst overnight. Imagine waking up to a blanket of white in places that rarely see snow before Christmas. It's the kind of weather that brings the country to a standstill. Schools closing, trains delayed, and everyone sharing photos of their snowy gardens on social media. The GEM model has Scotland shivering at a 6-degree overnight, while London could still be double digits, for a little while anyway. That means a real north-south divide, with the north locked in a deep freeze and the south hanging on to the last scraps of autumn warmth. But don't get too comfortable. Eventually the cold will win out, and even the capital will be feeling the chill. For those in Scotland, it's time to prepare for icy roads, frozen pipes, and the kind of cold that makes you want to hibernate until spring. And the ECMWF. That's the coldest of the bunch, with a deep, dominant northeasterly wind by mid-month, and air cold enough for single-digit highs everywhere. These winds will make it feel even colder than the thermometer suggests, with a biting wind chill that cuts right through your clothes. Coastal areas will be especially exposed, with strong gusts whipping in off the North Sea and making outdoor activities a real challenge. If you're planning to travel, be prepared for delays and disruptions, especially if snow and ice start to accumulate. But before you dust off the sled, remember, the ground's still warm from autumn, so any snow in the south might not stick. The first few snowfalls are likely to melt quickly, turning roads and pavements into a slushy mess. It's a tricky time for drivers and pedestrians alike, with hidden patches of ice and slippery surfaces everywhere. Still, there's something magical about those first snowflakes, even if they don't last long. For kids, it's a chance to hope for a snow day. For adults, it's a reminder to take it slow and stay safe. Still, for northern spots, especially Scotland, wintry hazards like sleet and ice could make things tricky. Drivers will need to be extra cautious, and local councils are already preparing the gritters and salt supplies. Public transport could be affected, with delays and cancellations possible if conditions get really bad. It's a good time to check your car's antifreeze, make sure your tires are up to the job, and keep an emergency kit handy just in case. For those on foot, watch out for black ice. It's easy to miss, and can lead to nasty falls. Bottom line, this is the first real taste of winter, and it could be just the start of more cold spells as we head into December. Meteorologists are already hinting that this pattern could repeat itself, with more Arctic blasts possible in the weeks ahead. For now, it's time to embrace the season. Dig out your warmest clothes, stock up on comfort food, and get ready for those long, cozy evenings indoors. Whether you love winter or dread it, there's no denying that it's here, and it's making its presence felt. So, bundle up. 2025's Big Freeze is knocking on the door. Whether you're a fan of snowball fights and frosty mornings, or you'd rather stay inside with a good book and a hot drink, it's time to get ready. The UK is about to experience a true Arctic chill, and it's a reminder of just how dramatic and unpredictable our weather can be. Stay safe, stay warm, and keep an eye on the forecast, because winter is only just getting started.